Alright, well, the news is official out of Minnesota now, which means, as promised, here is the NFC North preview. And I want to get right into it because I might talk a lot here. Starting with the team that finished fourth last year, which was the Detroit Lions. Now, I like the moves they're making. They brought in Nate Burleson as a receiver to help Matt Stafford in his development, and I think Calvin Johnson's going to have a good year as well. So they're making a lot of the right moves to try and turn Matt Stafford into the quarterback they want him to be, and hopefully that will help him out. I don't know if it'll translate into wins on the field quite yet, but the Detroit Lions are on their way. They only won 2 games last year, a year after winning none. And I don't think it's going to be just 2 this year. I think they are well on their way. It's an improvement. May not be a big improvement this year, but I like the direction they're going in, and who knows, you might see the Lions in the playoffs sooner than you think. Anyway, moving on to the third place team last year, which was the Chicago Bears. I like Cutler as a quarterback too. I don't know if he has a whole lot of options to throw to, really. Like Devin Hester, I really like him as a kick returner, punt returner. As a receiver, not quite sure yet. But I like Cutler. I like Matt Forte too. I don't think it'll be a whole lot difference as far as the offense is concerned. Defense, on the other hand, the Bears' defense has always been good, and they just added one of the best defenders in the league in Julius Peppers, so I think they're going to be really good at keeping points off the board. Maybe not as great at putting points on the board, but you never know, the Bears could surprise you. Moving on to the team that finished second, which was the Green Bay Packers. Not only did they finish second, they were a wildcard team, they made the playoffs, and I like this team a whole lot. Aaron Rodgers has probably surpassed a lot of people's expectations of him since he took over from Brett Favre about 3 years ago, and last year he really showed what he can do, and I really like him. And he's got a lot of great receiving options. Greg Jennings, Donald Driver, who's been there for years, what's that tight end's name? Finley. They can hand the ball to Ryan Grant if they want to. There's a lot of things this Packers team can do, and defense is going to be good as well. I think they did lose one of their good defenders, Aaron Campman, who left to go to Jacksonville, but they still got a solid defense, and I have a lot of faith in this Packers team. Which brings us to the division winner last year, the Minnesota Vikings, who made it all the way to the NFC Championship game before losing that game to the Saints. Now, they did bring Brett Favre back, as we all know, stating the obvious, but they also have one of the best running backs in the league in Adrian Peterson, who has been overshadowed a lot since Favre joined the team. I like the Vikings receivers too a lot. Sidney Rice has done a good job. What's the other dude's name? Sorry. Not even on the right page. There we go. Harvin, that's who I'm thinking of. He had a good year as well. I like their core. I don't know if I like it as much as the Packers core, but Brett Favre does have a lot of options. Defense I thought was a little weak. Granted, they had a lot of injuries last year, but it could be a weakness for the Vikings going forward. Who knows? And yeah, so that's it. So the reason I wanted to wait is because I thought whether Favre joined the Vikings or whether he didn't would be a big difference as far as calling this division. And if Favre hadn't joined it, I would have called the Packers a lock to win it. And as we know now, Favre is returning to the Vikings, so I don't think it's quite a lock anymore, but I still think the Packers win it. Like I said, I know I'm dripping a lot of honey over the Packers right now, but there are some doubts as far as whether Brett Favre can do it again. I mean, he did do it last year, I know, and he was 40, but this year he's 40, soon to be 41, and on a recovering ankle. Maybe it's a recovered ankle, I don't know. I'm not Brett Favre, I don't know how his ankle feels, but I know he's got the experience, I know he's got the knowledge. probably got the quarterback vision, but does he have the athleticism is the big question. And what him coming back also does, like I said, Adrian Peterson, one of the best running backs in the league, and Favre being there means Peterson gets less carries. Because they want Favre to throw the ball. The coaches want Brett Favre to throw the ball. The higher-ups probably want Brett Favre to throw the ball. Which means Peterson probably gets overshadowed again for a second straight year, no matter how Favre does. So I think if Favre performs to the best of his ability, they're still a wild card team. But it's hard to say. I think the Packers still win the division. Vikings at best are a wild card team. I do think they finish second. And yeah, quickly, I like the Bears' defense, but not their offense so much. I think they finish third. And it's another stellar year for the Detroit Lions, I'm pretty sure. But like I said, they're getting better. So that's what I think about the NFC North. I have 5 divisions to go. If you want to hear your division next, I do have one request in already, but if you want to hear your division next, just send me a message. Let me know what you think of the NFC North as well, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.